What's up? Welcome into your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a Thirsty Thursday, April 25th, 2024. Thank you for joining me very much. I appreciate you. Excuse me. I had a lot of water today. Why does water make you burp? I always wondered that. Anyway, here comes the actually crowd in the comments, I'm sure. Anyway, please visit thebuckeyecast.com. Check it out. It's never the wrong time of year to get yourself some Buckeye gear. That rhymes, and I just made it up just now. Awesome. My brain is shocking. Anyways, let's get back to reality here. We're talking Buckeye football today, as we do every day, 365 days a year. Things are kind of quiet right now, but there's always something around the bend. Today, I am here to tell you Ohio State is going to run the ball with the quarterback this year. I know. Close your mouth. You look like a carp. The QB run is coming to town. Can't freaking wait, man. I'm telling you. Ryan Day is dusting off that part of the playbook. The QB run is back. It is so back. God damn it. Oh, it feels good. Down, boy. All right. This year, all of Ohio State's quarterbacks bring some mobility and willingness. I think you need both as a quarterback. You got to have the mobility, like the athletic ability. Then you also got to be a willing runner. We did not have that last year. And I'll get into that. We can all cry on each other's shoulders together. I've got a whole thing of tissues down here. They're usually happy tissues, but today they'll be sad tissues. Anyway, all right, Ryan Day isn't talking about double-digit quarterback runs per game. We're not, loading up the JT Barrett shotgun here, but it's clear that Day intends on running the quarterback more. The last few years, Ryan Day's really avoided the QB run, kind of drifted away from it even more. But he wants us to see it come back this year, big time. After the spring game, he said, quote, "When you have a quarterback who can run, it does change the numbers, as we all know. You guys have seen that over the years. It's going to be a weapon for us this year because all of our quarterbacks are athletic enough to do that." Again, it's going to be a weapon for us this year. The man said it right there in black and white. So, excuse me. How much of a weapon will it be? That's a question. And what's it going to look like? So you got both Ryan Day and Chip Kelly. They've talked about more QB scrambling. Howard's not been a big scrambler in his career at Kansas State. In 4 years there, he had 115 design runs, but only 15 scrambles. Last season, Devin Brown, he's a QB who can help the offense with his legs, but he only scrambled twice on 89 snaps. Limited sample size, you could say that, but only 2 scrambles, Ohio State quarterbacks averaged 2.8 rushing attempts per game in 2023. That's not including sacks. So those are basically scrambles. The Buckeyes increased that number more than 4 times in the 2024 spring game 2 weeks ago, almost. So without the 6 sacks in the spring game, the Buckeye QBs ran 12 times for 90 yards. Hello. And that's without tackling. That includes scrambles or keepers on running plays. Scramblers. I haven't had breakfast yet. Have some scramblers, please. Anyways, Devin Brown had 3 scrambles in the game. Lincoln Keenholz and Julian Sayin each had 1. Will Howard didn't have a rushing attempt in the spring game except for a sack. They count those as rushing attempts for some reason. But he didn't really need to scramble on any of his other snaps. The quarterbacks are going to be encouraged to take the free yards when the space is there. So how many design runs are we looking at? Howard registered more than 1,000 yards on design runs at Kansas State. He averaged 4.6 designed runs per game. Okay, gives you a little taste. Day hasn't had a quarterback average more than 4 design runs in a game since 2019, Justin Fields, obviously. The last 3 seasons had only 18 design runs from starting quarterbacks. Brown, your running threat, Devin Brown, only averaged 1.8 design rushing attempts. He was used as a backup or as a situational player with his rushing attempts there. But more than one design rushing attempt per game would be an increase over what we've seen from Ohio State in the last 3 years. Just one per game. Howard's skill set and Kelly's track record would lean towards the over of the one. Kelly at UCLA always used the quarterback run more often with Dorian Thompson-Robinson. You remember him at quarterback. But even last year, he had 3 different quarterbacks, Ethan Garbers, Dante Moore, and Colin Schlee. They combined for 26 design runs in 13 games. Do the math, that's 2 per game. But they also had 45 scrambles over 13 games. So the quarterback run was always a part of his offense. Chip Kelly said, quote, "We're always looking for quarterbacks who have the ability to run. We're not looking for running backs that can throw. You're not going to see us run the quarterback 20 times a game. There are people who run that offensive style and are really good at it. But with this group, that's not what we're doing. But they can hurt you with their feet." So a little, not a lot, some to keep you honest, really. So both Day and Kelly have hinted that the increase in quarterback runs would be in the read game. So quarterback would identify an unblocked defender, makes a decision based on how that defender attacks the run. Ryan Day said, quote, "Most of them are reading an end, a defensive end, and those aren't hellacious hits. It's a situation where you're going to keep a guy upright. Chip does a really good job with that. So you're reading the defensive end as a quarterback, and you're not taking, you're not getting blasted with a guy that has a built up, speed, and had multiple steps to hit you. So 6 of the 7 design quarterback runs we saw in the spring game were read plays. The quarterback pulled the ball and ran to the open area vacated by the defensive player. So none of these runs came with the first team offense, it should be noted. 5 of the design runs came from Aaron Noland in the second half. You remember he scampered quite a bit around that second half. Keenholz had 1 in the first half. Sayan ran only 1 non-read run play in the second half. So the majority of the runs were read runs, and that tells us how the quarterback rushing attack will look in the fall. It's a very different quarterback run style than JT Barrett, the rushing attacks of the past like that. Barrett's running was the focus of the offense, right? He was essentially a running back. He would constantly take big hits and get up and keep coming back for more. Day and Kelly want to use the quarterback run as another way to attack defenses. Kelly said, quote, "It's another weapon. It helps keep defenses honest. If your defensive end is going to continue to bend inside, your quarterback pulls it, and he's on the edge, and he's gaining first downs. Then the defensive end has to stay outside and defend the quarterback. Then we can run the ball up the middle and hand the ball off." See how it plays off of each other. So with summer workouts coming up, then fall camp, the Buckeyes will have given us a taste of how the offense will use the QB run. This will take some of the pressure off Trey and Quinshawn in the running game, which is huge. And then again, I got to reiterate what Ryan Day said earlier, quote, "It's going to be a weapon for us this year because all of our quarterbacks are athletic enough to do that. It's going to be a weapon for us this year." So I hope you're aroused. I know I am. QB run is deadly, especially if you got a good athletic quarterback. Will Howard's a big dude. He can take a shot from a linebacker and get up and not be, all fucked up. So can't wait to see it. How much? Somewhat up in the air. I would guess a handful of times per game just to keep defenses honest. I like that. So let me know what you guys think. Are you all on board with the QB run game as being part of the offense? Hit me up. Let me know. I'm curious what you guys think. So that's all I got for you today. Talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.